What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today is Black Friday 2025, and I know a bunch of you are out there searching for the Goose Island Bourbon County brand lineup of beer, so hopefully you are very successful in your endeavors. I'm probably going to be joining you today in doing so. Now, as far as the channel is concerned on this day, over the past 3 years, I have reviewed some kind of a Goose Island barrel-aged beer. Last year and in 2022, I reviewed a beer from the aforementioned Bourbon County brand style lineup, like a prior vintage. And then in 2023, I reviewed a barrel-aged beer from them that was a special drop, a special release back in the spring, and I'm doing that again this year. So without any further ado, let's get into today's review. So the beer that I am reviewing today, once again, comes from the aforementioned Goose Island Beer Company, and they are headquartered in Chicago, Illinois, and this is their Dapper Barleywine Ale. So this is an English barley wine that is aged for 2 years in bourbon barrels. It comes in at 15.5% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed. Time of review, this bottle is just under 8 months old, but also has a best by date of March 30th of 2030. So they give it a 5-year best by date, which this probably can age for way longer than that. And I want to give a huge thanks and shout out once again to a very good friend of mine and viewer of the channel, Sierra Hotel, for this beer. So big thanks to him. In the description box, I'll post a link to the beer mail unboxing video I did that contains all the goodies he sent my way. And Sierra Hotel is crazy in the best way possible. He sent me an insane beer mail that contained 28 unique beers and meads, and he threw this one in there, and I cannot thank him enough for all of the cool beer he has graced the channel with over the past couple of years. But when he throws stuff like this into the mix, like, I kind of lose my shit. I'll just be honest with you. English barley wine, the style itself is my favorite, but if I had to specify, it'd be barrel-aged English barley wines. And that's what this is. Aged for 2 years in bourbon barrels. Like, it just sounds awesome. Apparently, this was a surprise release back in, I think, April of this year. And yeah, he just threw one into the beer mail, and I cannot thank him enough. I think, and we'll talk about price point and availability at the end of the review, but I think when they release stuff like this, like $20 a 4-pack, dude, $5 for a bottle of this? Yeah, sign me up. Sign me up. That's insane. So anyway, let's pour this into the hashtag, not proper glassware, but proper. This is Spiegeloo barrel-aged glass, so it is proper, but it just isn't a Goose Island version of this, so whatever. I'm pouring the whole thing because guess what? Taking it to the dome piece tonight. So I am looking forward to this one because, again, my favorite style, it's Goose Island, 2 years in the barrels. Like, yes. How does that look? That looks like a barrel-aged barley wine. Has that deep kind of like molasses caramel color that on camera looks more like a dark brown. In person, it's definitely more of like a lighter brown. Nah, it's the same. It looks like maybe not straight molasses, but, you know, it just has that like dirty kind of look to it. Had a finger of a straight up tan colored head, dissipated to nothing now, 15%. There are some alcohol legs. Let me see if I can swirl them up and you can see the sheets and the legs that are on the glass because they're definitely coating it. There you go. You can see them. I don't even have to point them out. You can see them on the glass. Looks like stains, but it's not. Yeah. Has that doo-doo brown water. Shout out to Matt over Massive Beer Reviews, or Massive Beers. Sorry. That's what he always says, but yeah, it just looks like someone took a bunch of like sugar babies or sugar daddies and just like melted them into a glass. Anyway, nose. I think, I'm not going to, but I think it would be probably smart if I just don't ever review beers like this. These are cheater beers to me. My favorite style, aged for 2 years in bourbon barrels. It smells awesome. The complexity is fucking insane. Like, I can't even properly describe what's happening right now in the nose. It has a smokiness. It almost smells like someone took a wee heavy, like a Scotch ale, and like married it with a barley wine. There is a ton of smoky, like really intense caramel, toffee, brown sugar, molasses, marzipan, again, sugar daddy, sugar baby, raisinets, ton of dark fruit. It's all of that goodness right now condensed in the nose. a big blast of vanilla, almost those, I mentioned these once in a while, like a couple times a year, but the bullseye candies, the caramel with the vanilla in the middle, like if you just condense that flavor into the nose of this. But then a blanket of barrel-aged goodness. It has peppery bourbon, smoky bourbon, almost like the barrel was charred. The vanilla and the oak definitely gives you that vanillins kind of vibe. The dark fruit is ramping up as I keep on going back. So I said raisinets, but you could say figs and plums and dates. Sweet dark cherry. Dude, this butterscotch. I just want to smell this. I don't want to drink it. I just want to smell it. This is fucking amazing. And I know I do this all the time with these barrel-aged barley wines, and you're like, can you not tell the difference between maybe quality? And I can most of it. But a lot of these that I review on the channel are sent to me by friends, ones I pick up on myself that I kind of know are going to be delicious. Listen, Goose Island's barrel game, still fantastic. I know a lot of us aren't happy with their Bourbon County brand stout lineup over the past couple years, going too heavy with like the pastry kind of versions and weird versions. A lot of us just want the barley wine and the coffee stout variant. That's all we want every year. We give us the Bourbon County brand barley wine, give us the Bourbon County brand coffee stout. Do a bunch of variants, cool, but give me those two beers in addition to the base. Like, I just want to smell this. It smells awesome. Top tier. Delicious. Everything I want about this beer is in my glass right now. Let's get into it. Cheers, everybody. Thanks again, Sarah Hotel. And like I said, I hope everybody is very successful today, picking up whatever beers you want to pick up. I'm going to go look for some Bourbon County, probably go to Brewed Bottled, my local favorite bottle shop of choice. Harry settled down. He's going to do some nice drops, some special drops for Black Friday, but I wish more people could try this one out. I haven't even tasted it yet. This is going to be amazing, but the nose is immaculate. Cheers. Yep. The fucking finish is insane, dude. It is insane. I forgot it's 15.5%. What is that finish? Maple. I'm getting maple. Where am I getting maple from? Buying this, it's full. It's not like overly viscous, but it's full. It has a nice, we'll say full body. That's where we'll leave it. It's not like thick, syrupy, and chewy, but it has a fullness to it. It's not like, sometimes these can be thin, not really thin. It's full. I think the body's fine. The mouthfeel, nice, mild to moderate carbonation, more approaching moderate, a little bit more carbonated than I assume. A lot of these barley wines and like old ales and things of that nature have a little less carbonation. This has a little bit more carbonation. Still smooth and creamy. All right, that's the first knock on this beer. I'd like a little less carbonation. This is like, I'd say now firmly moderately carbonated after those two sips. I like it to have a little bit of a softer feel. That's just a personal preference with a lot of these big barrel-aged barley wines, old ales, even stouts. I like a little less carbonation because I think it kind of fits the flavor character and the style more in the realm of what I'm looking for. But I don't think stylistically the carbonation's off or anything. It's just for me personally. So that's the first knock personal opinion that I have of this one. The taste though, like listen, take everything I said in the nose, throw it in the glass, I sip it, it's the exact same. I'm not going to repeat everything. It has all that malty goodness, okay? But there's an addition to all that like caramelized sugar. There's some like kind of like bittering like baker's chocolate in here. That smokiness is a little bit ramped up in the forefront. Like almost gives me, like I said, wee heavy Scotch ale vibes. But all that, again, all that caramelized sugar, the malty goodness, the dark fruits are very prominent on the taste. There's raisins, there's dates, there's figs, even a little bit of a plummy action, sweet dark cherry. All of that is on the palate just sitting there. Marzipan, there's a nice nuttiness. It has like an almond, almost like almond, maybe like even like a cashew or something like it has definitely like almost like a mixed nut kind of taste. That's the first half of the palate. Second half of the palate is all barrel. Peppery, smoky, cherry bourbon. Again, it's just an emphasis on that caramel and like toffee, butterscotch vibe. The vanillins are huge in this, huge vanilla oak presence. It has a nice dryness too. It's in that oak tannin, like moderate oak tannin dryness. This isn't like bone dry. A lot of times these beers, especially like two years in the barrel, or if they're like a specific kind of wood, it will give me too much of that like tannin, kind of like wood tannin vibe. This just has a moderate amount of it. So that really helps break up the monotony of all the sweetness and all the maltiness you get at the forefront. Mild to moderate bitterness here. No real like hop character or anything. 15.5%. Nice warming in the chest. Not on fire. Just a beautiful, like firmly toasty kind of warming in the chest. On the palate, very slight hint of like an ethanol kind of like, you breathe back out through the nose, or like exhale, you get a little bit of booziness, but 15.5%, I guess, no higher than 14, probably in more like a 13 realm. Beautiful sipper of a beer. Big, bold, boisterous, complex, sweet, but not cloying. But at the same time, I could drink this pretty quickly if I wanted to. I just don't want to. It's Goose Island. They fucking do awesome barrel-aged beers. Whether you... A lot of people will be like, yeah, the Bourbon County lineup has fallen off, or, you know, their regular beers aren't all that great, whatever the case may be. Get some of these like special releases in the spring. This and the other one, what was that? The barrel-aged cuvee for their 35th anniversary was the other one. That beer was sensational. This beer is also phenomenal. So I don't know what else to say other than this is an awesome beer. And the fact that Sierra Hotel threw this in as an extra, I can't thank them enough. It's going to probably take me an hour and a half to drink that, because I'm going to just sip on it, knowing it's 15.5%, which is the equivalent of like 3 regular beers. Yeah, I'm not going to hammer this out too quickly, but I want to savor what's in my glass because it is an awesome beer. The only real true knock I have on this one is the fact that I think the mouthfeel is a little lacking. I think it's a little bit too carbonated, a little bit too effervescent, and not as smooth as creamy as I'd like. But the complexity's here, the barrel's here, the base beer is fantastic, 15.5%, it hides it well. Somewhat balanced, even though a beer like this is never going to be truly balanced because of the sweetness and the rich, decadent vibe of nature of this one. You're never going to have it where it's like, oh, it's 50-50. Never going to be that way because it's not intended to be that way. So everything about this screams awesomeness and like world-class beer, except for that mouthfeel, and I got to knock it. That's what we do with the reviews. You got to pick a beer apart because everything can't be lottie frickin' da. Okay, Matt Foley, Chris Farley. You guys are in Chicago, you know about Chris Farley, but Matt Foley, lottie freaking die. Everything can't be like that. The mouthfeel's a bit lacking, so it's got to be knocked down a bit. Regardless, I can't recommend this enough to everybody. After almost 8 months of age on it, it's fantastic. A couple years on this, I don't know. It might even be better. Maybe the mouthfeel won't even matter at that point. So let me take one more sip and lock in a rating. Yeah, I think I'm comfortable knocking down this beer. So everything about this screams a perfect 5 out of 5 except for that mouthfeel, so I got to knock it down. So Goose Island, they're a Dapper Barleywine Ale. We, my friends, are going to give this a high 4.75, 4.85. So I'm knocking it down 0.15 because of the mouthfeel, and I think that's kind of where I have to knock it down like that. I do. That's the point of the reviews. So, you know, it's not a 5 out of 5. It's only a 4.85. No one gives a shit, Joe. Go to the price point and availability. Price point, like I said, $20 a 4-pack. For $5 a bottle, like what the fuck are we doing? That's insane. I've paid as much for like a 6% hazy IPA. Yeah, the value on this is fantastic. Availability, here's where it's not fantastic. Pretty sure this is brewery only, or maybe in and around Chicago. No distribution on this whatsoever. Probably not all that easy to get. I don't really know if anybody does. Post in the comment section. I remember seeing a review of this on Untappd from a good friend of mine, and occasional viewer of the channel. I don't know if he views the channel as much anymore, but friends with him on tap. He's always drinking great beer. But Chris Sheldon, he sent me a beer mail before. Good dude. He's in Chicago. I actually commented on his Untappd check-in from earlier this year, and I was like, wow, I love these surprise. I wish we could get them in our area. And then a couple months later, Sierra Hotel hooks me up with a bottle. So again, if you're in Chicago, you are lucky for many reasons, but one of them being beer. From Revolution to Half Acre to Goose Island. If you love barrel-aged beers, you love barrel-aged beers, you can get barrel-aged beers. And if you like hops, you got, obviously Hop Butcher doing well over there and a lot of other breweries. And that's just beer we're talking about. So, I love these surprise releases. Hopefully next year when they do one, I can get my hands on whatever they release, but they're always fantastic. You can tell this is aged for 2 years. It has such a saturated, like barrel-aged presence. The vanilla, the oak, the char, the smoke, the peppery bourbon, the caramel, the emphasis of like those caramelized sugars being intensified from the barrel. The base beer already has that goodness, but like it intensifies it. Yeah, it's awesome. 4.85. So if you've had this one before, please post in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about it. I'm going to go drink the rest of this one. And I'm going to enjoy it. Not much more to say. Appreciate it. To the next one. Cheers. I said 15.5%. Nice warming the chest. No real astringency on the palate. Voodoo, I would guess like 12.5, 13 if I was doing it blind. So Goose Island did a great job with this one. Cheers. Thanks again, Sierra Hotel. Damn. Cheers.